Hey, what's going on? It's Alfie here, back with another great tutorial today. Masterthemixing.com representing. Today gonna be talking about drum bus compression. Just real quick. It's just one of those things that can kind of enhance your drums, when used correctly and when not overdone. It's definitely a good tool to have in your arsenal. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, sweet. So I've just got together a very basic loop that I just literally threw together. I'll just play it for you now. Nothing, no effects, no nothing. Oh, there nearly was an effect. Very light leveling. Alright, so that's what we're going to be working with in this video. Just an 808 bass, a kick, snare, hi-hat, and some keys. Alright, so there's sort of two parts to this video. The first part is compressing your drum bus on the actual drum bus itself without creating any duplicate signal or anything like that. So what we're going to be doing effectively right now is compressing all of the drums at one time on the drum bus. So again, what the drum bus is, if you haven't seen any of our earlier videos, is the bus is it's like a track, it's a channel where all the other drums go to before they go to the stereo output. So the 808, the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, they're all going directly to the bus, the drum bus. The keys shouldn't be going there, so I'll just put them straight to the stereo output. I literally just want drums here, so if we play and solo, you can just hear the drums. You can't hear the keys anymore. Alright, cool. So compression, I'm not going to get too deep into, how compression works and what exactly it is and all of that in this video, because there are other videos about that I have and will do. This is specifically about this technique of compressing the drum bus channel. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, just turn that on. Give it a fairly strong ratio. I like to keep it about 4 when doing drums. Won't touch the makeup game right now. About a medium-ish attack, about a medium-ish release, and the threshold, let's bring that all the way down and adjust till we get about minus 6 dB to minus 10 dB of gain reduction, and then just see how it goes from there. Also, just so you can kind of hear what it's doing to the drums. So alright, let's go. Alright, so you'll notice that it's making the bass sound quite pumpy, and that's because the bass is actually quite loud, and it's compressing the bass a lot harsher than it's compressing anything else. So the way you can actually deal with that is, if you go to the sidechain on your compressor, you can actually make it so that it only reacts to certain frequencies. So if I wanted the bass to get compressed less hard than, say, the snare or the hi-hats, or all on the drum bus, what I would do is turn on the sidechain, turn it into high pass mode, and then just bring it to around 250. That way, some of the bass element will still get compressed, just the top end of it. But as I increase the threshold, more of the actual other drums will be getting compressed. So let's give that a listen now. So throughout the whole passage, as you can see, the needle doesn't stop moving. You've got it bouncing for the hi-hats, it comes up for the snare, and the bass is still being compressed with the kick. It's still getting compressed, but not as much as before, which is good. What I'm going to do is just add some makeup gain to basically just restore the volume that's been lost from the signal being squashed by the compressor. And again, the overall purpose of doing this on the drum bus is just to kind of bring out the drums a bit more, make them stand out a bit more. The next method I'm going to show you will increase the punchiness of the kick, or it will prevent any punchiness from being lost. But this kind of spreads out the drums and makes it sound a bit more realistic. So without the compressor, with the compressor. Without. So as you can hear, it kind of just makes it stand out a bit more. It is still quite punchy here, to be fair. You know, it's making the drums just kind of sit above the piano a bit more when the compressor is on. So this is just something that you'd want to play with. I actually wouldn't do it as much as this. I'd turn it down, and I probably would get a bit more of the bass out of there. But yeah, so that's drum bus compression. What I'm going to show you real quickly right now is parallel compression. Now what we're doing is effectively the same thing, but instead we're going to have two signals. So we're going to have the original signal here, but clean. So we're not going to use this compressor. What we're actually going to do is send a duplicate of this signal, so a copy, to another bus, and then we're going to do all of the compression to that bus and then just mix that bus into the clean signal. Alright, so that way you still have your original drums that are unedited, but now you're mixing in drums that are compressed a bit more heavier until you get the sort of desired sound that you like. Right, so I'm going to do compression. Right, so that's how parallel compression works effectively. I'm just going to copy the compressor over. Right. Yeah, but I'm going to keep the same settings here just to make up. A bit more. A little harsher compression since we're going to be mixing in the signal. So just to hear what this sounds like. That's the compressed signal. This is the original clean. So we're just going to mix them together in. We're just going to mix them in together now with everything. So yeah, like I was saying, what that does is allows you to keep the original punchiness of your clean signal drums, and it just kind of adds a bit of flavor to your drums. Yeah, it brings back the flavor and a bit of grit, depending on how harshly you mix the compressed signal, and how harshly you compress the compressed signal will give you different outcomes. That would be more to your liking. You taste that to your liking, to your preference. But it's more about the methodology here. Both are good methods, whether you do it on the actual bus itself, or if you do it's on an extra track, which is called parallel compression, whether you do it like that and then mix it back in. Both are really good ways to just add a bit of flavor to your drums, and add a bit of compression. And sometimes you don't even have to do it. It all really just comes down to your ear and what you think. Most of the time for me, I like to do parallel compression because it's subtle, because you can really control how much of the compression is coming in, and I just feel like it helps the drums to stand out in the mix and to sound nice and gritty, and I really like gritty, standouty drums. So hopefully this has been a helpful video. Check out the description after this video. There's a link to Beat Mixing Secrets, phenomenal course. Really will improve your beats instantly. Like, if this was a helpful video, it's got like 28 step-by-step videos that are just, they're crazy, trust me. So give that a look if you've got some time. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what else you'd like me to talk about. And peace. It's Alfie.